go. Let's go. So I like to thank everybody for joining me tonight, taking the time out their night. This is number 90. Glad that hold on a second. Hold on a second. It's my bad. I'm trying to fix this the Instagram live. I apologize for anybody that's in the room and waiting for me. Trying to get this right. Give me 1 second. I don't know. I can't get it. All right, so I apologize. Can't get it right on the Instagram. So I'm sure it's going on the Facebook, and the Facebook and Instagram are connected. So somewhere they may be working together. I am Jug. This is Real Bread Life. And this is Thursday night, number 90. 90. We're 10 away from 100. Appreciate all the communication, the feedback, and all the interaction, the subscribing and the liking and the sharing. What I got for you this week is this. I have a couple of people that, like I always talk about, that I work with, that I communicate with, that we've been helping to move along in their process, whether it be they have a route already, they're in the process of buying a route, they're in the process of looking at a route, or they're just interested in the business. And even if they work for a company, they work for someone, and anything along those lines, if it has to do with the bread business, we're with it. Okay. And today, I just wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about it's not easy. All right. So that is the main topic for tonight. This business is not easy, especially when you first start, especially when you are a newbie, right? It's different if you've worked in the business before, as far as you were on a route, you worked in the Coca-Cola or Pepsi or chips or cake, meaning the snack foods or something along that line. Or if you worked in a store and you were a picker, like you picked orders to bring out to cars for Walmart, Costco, BJ's, and you're familiar with the process of service, right? So it's a little different. And again, there's some people that are in the industry of delivery already, whether it's FedEx, whether it's Amazon or things of that nature. So you may be in the business of delivery and service like that, and you figure, all right, I want to get into the bread business, and this may be a viable source of income for me. And you look into it, you do your homework, you research it, you watch podcasts, or you watch shows like ours, you watch videos like some of the ones that we've created, other people have created. There are lots of other trucking podcasts and platforms and delivery platforms and podcasts and things like that. So you're watching all of those things and you say, you know what, the bread business may be for me. So you look into it. And I'm going to say this because from the perspective of the people that I know around me and what we talk about, and the reason why I started doing this myself is I want to share the information. So along with sharing that information, a lot of times you hear numbers. You hear a route for 150, 150,000, a $200,000 route, a $400,000 route. You hear people saying numbers like, hey, my route did 22,000 last week. My route did 14,000 last week. Some people 12,000 last week. And when you hear those numbers, you say, damn, someone sold that much bread in a week. Right. But what you want to understand is that the percentage of being paid off of that can go anywhere from 12, 10, or 13% to somewhere to 22 to 24% on different products within that route. And the reason I say that is because there needs to be a level of clarity with the understanding of how this money really works. Somewhere there's a misunderstanding that, and I've said this before, and I feel as though today is a day for me to reiterate how it really works. When you hear people saying, just we'll go with a smaller number, the route did 15,000 this week in sales. That does not mean that the person that sold the bread gets $15,000. They get a percentage of each loaf of bread that was sold. Okay? So you don't want to look at it from the standpoint of the route did 15,000, I'm leaving with $15,000 that week. That's not how it works. Okay? You may get, just say, 2,200 from that route. Maybe 2,500 could be what you get. Okay. It could be 3,000. All routes are different. All breads and all products on a route are different. There are lower percentage and higher percentage things. So with that being said, it's a misconception. And I'm saying this because I recently had someone that was work in a route and feel as though that the numbers aren't adding up for them the way that they should. And if it was from one perspective, someone else would be like, oh no, those numbers are right on. They're right where they need to be. But the other person is saying, well, my expectation of what I was looking to make is not good enough for me. The reason I'm saying this is because no matter what route you buy, whether it's Beanbo, Flowers, Pepperidge Farm, Martin's potato bread route, Utz chip route, Little Debbie's snack cake route, whatever it is, you should go into it and have a clear understanding of what the route is making, what the expectation is for you on a weekly basis. And especially in the beginning, you have to give room, you have to give time for the route to mature. It's like anything else. If it's a seed, you have to water it. You can't expect it to just blow up from day one. No route from day one is generating the most money it could, especially if you're a new route owner. And that's what's happening. We have some new route owners who have an expectation that they should be making more money, and they're not making more money, or they're not making enough money. And if the route numbers don't lie, when you buy a route, the route numbers, they can't fake those numbers. The company can't fake the numbers. And they may seem, someone could say they inflate them. They push the route heavy at the time that you bought the numbers, but you can do 52 weeks. You can go back and look. Don't just look at the last couple of months. Look at it 6 months ago, 8 months ago, 9 months ago, 4 months ago. See what the trends were and why. Ask those questions. Ask the questions. Why 8 months ago it looked like this? What were you doing or not doing? And then that's your negotiation leverage. Just because I'm selling it for 150, you don't have to pay me the 150. You can make me an offer. If someone else wants to make an offer, that's fine. But what happens is when someone has a route, if they have it for a long time, there's maybe a reason they have it for a long time. If it's only on the market for a short time and everyone's biting, that's why the number may be at as high as it is. But find out why. Find out all the information. Again, I'm saying this because I don't want anyone to ever go into a route, get it, and feel disappointed in what they just spent their money on. I want, as I've always said, and I will continue to say, I want everybody to win. And I say that because if you want to win, you want people to win, then you have a winning mentality. Wishing someone to fail and to do bad is only wishing that on yourself. The universe and the way it works is real. So again, that's the reason why I said that. And just me, myself, there are a few things I just wanted to go through them. And these are all the things that I would tell anyone and what I would share with anyone when they first ask me about the business. And I'll walk through them real quick as to what they are. And this is how simple it is. And I'm going to go in kind of the order of how it works for me on a daily basis. And this is the level of things that you have to be consistent with, that don't change, don't go away. And if you have a bread route and you decide to get into this business, these things I'm going to name will every day be associated with that bread route. And these are just a few of the things. It's going to start with the sales center, meaning the depot, the warehouse, or the barn that you're associated with. I don't care which company it is. If you buy a bread route, you're going to be associated with a sales center, depot, or barn, however you want to label it, whether it's Pepperidge Farm, Bimbo, or Flowers, or Martin's. And if you work for Khaleesi in our area, it's a company, but it's still, they have a warehouse or a sales center as well. So it's going to start there. Within starting there, every day that you walk in there to get your bread, you have to check your load. Some companies break it down for you and put it together for you. Okay? When you get with that company, you'll find out which company that is. So you're going to start in the sales center. That's every day. There is no day that your bread is going to be somewhere else other than in that sales center, warehouse, barn, or depot. After that, it's going to be the stores, because once you leave there, let me back up. Before the stores, you're going to have to get on the road. You're not going to ever teleport to the stores or your businesses. So you have to be on the road. With being on the road, you have to deal with the traffic. With dealing with the traffic, you have to deal with the people. With dealing with the people, you have to be aware and alert and know your route routine and your plan of how far it is. What's the distance you're traveling? What comes with that is your truck. Within your truck, you're going to have your maintenance. You're going to have to pay for your insurance. If you don't own the truck, you're going to have to pay for that truck. So we'll get into that part of the daily things in a minute. But so you're on the road. After you leave the sales center, you have to deal with the people on the road. Okay. Once you get off the road, you're going to be at your stop, the first one to the last one. And now you're dealing with the businesses. if it's the stores, if it's the you're bringing bread to a prison, a school, or an arena, or just a regular old store, or if it's a convalescent home. All of these things are the businesses that you will be dealing with. So you're in the sales center. Now you're on the road. Now you're at your business. Once you get to your business, now you have to deal with the receiver, the managers, and the people that work in the stores. Not just the people that work in the stores that you have to navigate around, through, and work with. It's the customers, if those stores are open. I don't know if it's a 24-hour business. I don't know if you're in a convalescent home that has clients and people in it. You got to deal with the cooks in the back rooms of some of these businesses. Like, I bring bread into the receiving area, and it's the cooks, and it's the employees that work in the kitchen. It's some of the people that work on the floors that are coming to get supplies. So there's a lot of interaction with different people. So all of these things need to be accounted for. And this is every day. So everyone's personalities are different, and you deal with people on different levels, but you have to figure that out. You have to know that. You have to do that. Now, once you figure that part out, then you have to learn, or you have to master, how to use this handheld computer and printer that sometimes doesn't work correctly. Now, when your computer or your printer or your computer don't sync or connect, or they go down, now you have to deal with some of the other guys that are in the warehouse with you, that are on the road themselves, that you have to have some type of relationship to call and say, hey, what's going on? Hey, I have this issue with my handheld computer. Can you help me? And that's what the guys do too, and with each other, they help out. Or you can check with management. But you know what? I forgot, it's 4 a.m. Management might not be up right now. What good are they? And not saying that management isn't good or you don't have relationships with them, but there's not a lot of management that's up to answer the problem you have at 4 a.m. And if they are, they may be putting out a small fire for someone else already. Now you got to wait in line. So then you can call the help desk, which is who we deal with in the company we partner with. You call the help desk, which is very, very, very good at solving these problems. But some of them take time. And again, now you're behind the 8 ball, because once you start your day, you want to get through it. So this 20 minutes that you're waiting to fix your handheld or connect your printer or figure out that problem, now that holds you up in traffic. Now, once you get to that first stop, you're behind. And this is every day that these things can happen. So these are things that happen every day. Now, we're just in the store putting the bread on the shelf. Oh, so as we're putting the bread on the shelf, we have to take some of the old bread off of the shelf. Now, which old bread do we have to take off the shelf? We don't know. We have to look through it. We have to look through all of the bread because it has dates on it. This is part of the process of learning and knowing how to order. Now, some guys that go into the stores just they just throw the bread up. They put it up. They just put it up. And these will be the same guys that when you get back to the sales centers have 3 or 4 stacks of bread every other week that they're taking out, because they're not properly ordering and they're not properly rotating their bread, and they're packing it in. They're front loading. What is front loading? You're just walking in the store and putting the bread right up where there's a hole. You're just putting it in. You're not checking it. You're not rotating it. You're not taking out the old and putting in the new, or moving the old to the front and putting the new in the back, because now they're behind. They're cutting corners and they're rushing. If you work your business raggedy, you're going to get raggedy money. If you're messy with your business, your money's going to look a mess. There's no other way around it, and there's no other way about it. But let me get back to these things. So you're in the depot, you're on the road, you get to the store, you deal with the people. These are all the things that happen every day. You got to make sure that your truck is serviced correctly. Flat tires will happen. Axles will break. Wheel hubs will go out. Transmissions will go. Head gaskets will blow. We've had guys, and I know this is an ongoing thing in all sales centers. There are thieves out there come in overnight and take people's catalytic converters. It's one thing to have a catalytic converter stole off of a car or a regular truck, a regular vehicle. When you have it off a commercial vehicle, whole different set of problems. Okay, so those things happen. You got maintenance, and people don't think about this. The back door that goes up and down like a garage door breaks. I know mine has broken. The hinges, the cable, the pulleys, the wheels on it. I've had the rails inside where we connect the straps to hold the bread down break. All of these things can happen to anyone, and they happen to everyone on some level all the time. So after you're done dealing with your truck and some of those problems, now you're done working, you got to go home. Now, if you're not married, have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or you don't have anyone, good for you. You don't have a dog, you just have to take care of you, good for you. But you still have to go home and take care of your home life and your mental capacity, your physical body. So you have to mentally prepare yourself. You have to physically prepare yourself every day. And if you have those other things that I did mention, you have to go home and take care of them and let them take care of you. All of these things are important to understand when you get into this business. I'm just giving you a few of these things that don't take a break. There's no day off from any of the things that I talked about just now in this list of things. So the reason I'm saying this is because I have a few people that are in this business that I talk to, that I interact with regularly, and they're going through a few of these things on different levels, and they feel unsupported from the management, from the company, and they feel it's a grueling process to check the load every day. Make sure that they're under their stale cap if they have one. Make sure that their freshness is there, that they're trying to grow the route at the same time. They're trying to understand how to order. And the best thing I can say to anyone that are going through these things is it takes time. If you try to rush the process, it only makes it harder, more frustrating. One thing at a time, every day. If you figure out how to do all of these things consistently at your pace, this is the key and the most important thing. You have to do them at your pace until you could figure out how to change the pace for yourself. You can't look to the guy at the left of you, the guy to the right of you, the other person in the store, and say, I want to be as fast as them. I want to make as much money as they talk about or brag about, because a lot of these guys are lying. They're just telling stories. Don't get caught up in everyone else's story. Stay focused on building yours. That's the main thing to do. And I don't always I'm not antisocial by any stretch, but I definitely know when I need to focus on me and pay attention to me. Not saying don't talk to people while you're working, but we have to figure out how to make sure that we got it down the way it should be before we can go into doing everything else. It takes a lot of time, a long time, to figure this thing out. And I want to say that because there's a misconception. And I think, and I never want to sound like the old guy, but in the generation now, it's microwave and it's right now. They hear the numbers, and because of the internet, right? You could go online, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and you see people and they're like, yeah, I did XYZ and now I make this much money a month. Hey, I just do 1, 2, 3. I just turn on my phone and now I could do ABC and I make this much every day. Sounds good. Same concept with this bread. But realistically and truthfully, any of those people that are telling you that, half of them are lying, half of them ain't even real, and the other half, it took time. It took time. So I said half of them are lying. So if it was 10 people, 5 of them lied. Half of them ain't real. So just say 2 of those people are just fake. It's a fake post, right? Now you got 3 other people. Of those 3, if they're doing anything, just put all of them in a different place. One is here, one is here, one may be way up here, but I promise you, it took some time. And the other 2 that are the one on the bottom and the one in the middle, the one on the bottom is working on getting to the top, but they're working on it. The one in the middle has worked from the bottom to get to the middle. My point is, it takes the work and time. And whether you know it or not, the time is going to go by in anything you're doing. I don't care what you're doing. If you're cutting grass, painting houses, if you're walking dogs, if you're selling bread, delivering soda, chips, if you're watching paint dry, time is going to go by regardless. The important thing is, in that time, do your thing the best way for you so you can progress gradually. It takes time, man. It just takes time. And I know this is about bread, but I have to say that because what I'm saying pertains to business. And this is the bread business. Somewhere it gets lost that it is a business. We have to take the time to do the business. People think we just put the bread on the shelf. We do to a certain extent, but you can't skip the business. You can't skip the business. And I didn't even talk about taking the bread off of the truck, putting the bread on the truck, picking up the empty racks, making sure that when you put the bread on the shelf, you put it up there properly. Presentation is everything. I got a video called No Saggy Bags. This is short, not more than 60 seconds. Watch it. No Saggy Bags. Very good video. Simple little tip. No saggy bags. You tighten up your bags, you tighten up your business. You tighten up your business, you build your bread. As you build your bread. Again, it's a business. I just wanted to say these couple things because some people have a misconception of what we're doing here. So, hold on a second. I got somebody here. The man. How do I get financing started for Pepperidge, and who do I contact? Pepperidge is their own entity. If I'm not mistaken, they're just like Beambo. They finance. They will finance you. And the good thing about them, just like Beambo, you have to reach out to them. You do the paperwork, and they'll take care of it for you. If you want to email me, I'll get you the information right here. I'll put mine on the screen right there. It's going across the bottom. Email me, and I'll get you everything you need. Not a problem. We actually got a few whatchamacallit, Pepperidge people that we work with. So I could definitely help you out with that. Not a problem. All right. So just email me, and I'm sorry. Let me put that back up there in case it didn't stay long enough. And just let me know what you need, and I'll get you a little bit of help with that. Okay. But it's not that hard. Their process is, like I said, kind of similar to Beambo's, but you know, they have a different percentage as far as what needs to be put down. And I don't know what's available with them right now. And I don't even know where you're located, but it doesn't matter what part of the country you're in. Where are you located, if you don't mind me asking? No problem, man. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So again, I just wanted to give a little information. I don't want to take too much time up today. That was one of the things that was on my mind. And again, we're still for the rest of the month. We got another week and a half left. What's today? 16? Like almost 2 weeks left. So we're still sticking with the team. The theme is the team. And my background today, I switched it up, and I know I've been having the arenas. I had the Eagles arena. I had the Yankees background, the old stadium, new stadium. And today I figured I would put up behind me this Walmart private label bread. So the reason, okay, Bay Area. I like that. I will be out on the West Coast at the top of the year. Stay in touch with me. Reach out. I was just in San Fran last February. If we would have had this conversation, I would have checked you. You know what I mean? Came out and checked you out, and we could have chopped it up. But I'll be a little south of you. So, but we'll definitely connect. You got the email, get at me, and we'll talk. So the reason I'm going to get back to this bread, the reason I put the bread up behind me that I do have up is because it's this Walmart bread, right? It's the private label. Top shelf is the wheat and a little bit, what's hand is this? The right? This is my left, over my left shoulder here at the top right here. That is the French toast bread. And then the second shelf down is all wheat. And then we have the yellow is going to be the honey. Over my right side here is the sandwich wheat. And then the blue, the third shelf down right behind that, underneath that is the white round top. And then the light blue is the sandwich white. Okay. This is of all the breads that we sell or service a store with, the cheapest breads, right? This is Walmart private label bread. All right. And the reason I wanted to talk about this bread is because a lot of times people look at the cheaper breads like it ain't worth it. It's absolutely worth it. It's a cheaper percentage. Like I talked earlier in this video about some breads that are 22, 24%, 18%. This one is nowhere near it. Okay. It may be 13, maybe 11, maybe 9 sometimes. I don't know. They're all different because they're all different prices. Some of them are 192, some of them are 142, some of them are 150. I mean, they're different prices, right? But I bring in thousands of them every week. Okay. I'll leave that to your imagination. I bring in thousands of loaves of this bread. Just this one store. Okay. This one store in my area is the number one store in my area. So the reason I'm saying that is when I first started this a long time ago, I was struggling in this store with just this bread because I was coming in here with 12, 13 stacks every other day. And not just holiday time. Now, I'm not talking about just like 4th of July or Memorial Day, like when it's the summertime. I was coming in there with a lot of bread. A lot. but I didn't know how to rotate it. I didn't understand how to order it properly. And I didn't know the trends in the store. I didn't know what sold and what didn't really sell that fast and that much. So it took me a little time. And what's a little time? Maybe 2 or 3 years to understand and figure it out. That's how long it took with the cheap bread, not the expensive bread. So now I understand. Okay. So that's why I put it up there, because although they say it's the cheap bread, it's money. So that's where we're at with that. So that's why I got the Walmart bread behind me. Salute to Walmart, man. It's all right. It's all right. That's just that little bit. I don't have the rolls. You can't see the hot dogs and hamburgers. So with that being said, I like to thank everybody for taking the time out of their night and rocking with us. You watch this back on playback. I am Jay Rome. They call me Jug. I'm just using what God gave me to get where I gotta go. You can catch us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. TikTok is Real Bread League. YouTube is Real Bread League, or you could punch in Real Bread Life. The same is everywhere else. Real Bread Life on Instagram and Real Bread Life on Facebook. RBL Winner is the page. Real Bread Life is the group. You could join. If you join the group, we would like for you to share your information, share where you're from, share how you got into the business, and we'll definitely reach out to you. All right. Again, I'm pretty sure that the Facebook, because it's linked with the Instagram, is going to share on both platforms. I hope that's how it goes. So with that being said, again, thank you. And I hope that this helps you in some type of way. That's all I got for now. Stay blessed and keep stacking. Hold on, I got one more comment.